I got a daughter, man, and like stuff like this, like even I know we ain't talked about this, but even like the R. Kelly situation, like that like people say, are we still listening to R. Kelly? Like I'm not actually, because like, and then they blame the victims. Like they shouldn't. The parents shouldn't have let the kids go to him or stuff like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or the victims just they putting this stuff out because they want money. That's cool, but he still was messing around with young girls.
Right.
It's an interesting dynamic of when the victim becomes the predator, because in his documentary he talked about being the victim of sexual assault at a young age, where he was being touched by his sister or aunt or his caretaker, and then he grows up and he becomes a predator to people that age. And so it's a lot of times it's the lack of communication and open spaces to talk, and not to make any excuses for pedophilia, because pedophile, like being a pedophile is, and not even a pedophile, because that's true, being a teenager file or whatever the word is, for each age, for each age group there's a different pedophilia word for it.
Yeah.
It comes from a broken place, and they begin to enact that same predator nature. Like with the whole Jeffrey Epstein thing, there were girls who were victims who would invite their friends to come to get $200 for giving him a massage or whatever it was. So when it goes into grooming these young impressionable minds to do your dirty work, like at some point the victims become the predators as well, and so the cycle continues. And so like the ultimate form of oppression is being able to enact the system and remove your hands from it, and the system is still working on your behalf. And there's so many examples of that happening in the big picture.
At the end of the day, you know, it's simple. It's hurt people. Like a lot of the times, that's usually what happens as well. Just like you said, the victim becomes that predator. Like I've seen that so many times in real life. Like I know situations where that has happened, and I'm just like, damn, like it's crazy how it flips, but the person in action doesn't realize it until you either call that person out or they finally talk about it to somebody. Because I've called someone out and they was like, I never noticed I did that. And I was like, yeah, like, bro, that's not all right. That's not cool. So it's wild. It's a very sticky situation. But yeah, right now, I can't, it's so weird. Like you said, you know, having a daughter changes your mind frame, especially around things that happen with women, girls, anything. Like, you're always that protector, that provider, this person that's always, you look at your daughter in the face and be like, I have to literally protect you from all this crazy stuff in the world. Like every single thing. Like I have to be super dad. I have to come wipe up you. I gotta wipe your stuff now. I gotta feed you. I gotta take care of you when you get older. Now I gotta protect you from these crazies like R. Kelly. Or I gotta protect you from the Jeffrey Dahmers and things like that. Like people who are always trying to basically have.
You gotta watch them.
Just mind.
You gotta watch them people. Oh, you gonna be something when you grow up.
Oh yeah.
You gotta watch them too.
You know, that's why I really don't post her a lot too, because I'm like,
gotta stop that too.
Y'all getting kind of wild with the comments and stuff like that. Like some dudes, it's just strange little things that happen. It don't even be big. It just be like you be liking every single picture that kind of be blowing me.
You're trying to screen it right now.
But that is just
real though.
It's real because a lot of times, like with Blue Ivy, a lot of people are they're having those fetishes where they're like, oh, she's gonna be so gorgeous. Like you're already thinking that in the back of your mind how bad she's gonna be. Like this is a young girl. This girl is what, 8? And you already thinking those dirty adult thoughts about her. So that's where it's like, nah, bro, like I'm not trying to have her exploited. Like, yeah, I want y'all to see my daughter because I love her. And I know a lot of people who follow me, they enjoy her or they can't see her. So I'll post her, but it's people I'd be like, I don't even know if I want to follow you because you're just doing a lot. Like, It's a different mindset now, because I had to really go back and look at how certain people were approaching just pictures or commenting or all types of stuff. Because some people really don't have that intention, but you really have to be protective. You just don't know.
You don't know.
You have no idea.
You know, this is a different side of that girl dad talk, and I like that we came a part of this. You know, they say that you're gonna be your daughter's first boyfriend, protector, like, cause both of y'all got daddy's girls, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't even think about like that sense of protecting, of having to interpret someone's like of your daughter's picture and wonder if that's something that's
I just wouldn't like though. It's like, all right, it's the same
Right,
person.
it's the same person.
I don't even know you. Don't even follow me, and you liking every picture that I post of my daughter. So now I gotta ask you, what's good?
Right.
Like, you know how strange that conversation is through DM, dog. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I post pictures of me, you know, hashtags. You know what I'm saying? Like how you only, I don't follow you, you don't follow me. Why you keep liking pictures of my daughter? Like, what's good? Cause I got something right here for you at. Drop your location. Cause I got something for you. Like another, bruh.
Like, bro, but that's real. It's so interesting because you're like, bro, my daughter's 2, dog. Like, what are you even thinking? Like, I don't understand the fantasy of you enjoying the time that I'm spending with my daughter, stuff like this. But there have also been situations where I've talked to men, or like Journey's been around, and they'll be like, "Oh my God, Journey, she's so gorgeous," and I'd be like,
"Yeah,
pull." Be looking at my daughter like that, like, relax,
gorgeous,
right? Like, you can say, "Oh, she's cute," because she's a little girl, but
she look like you. That's what she look like you. But she look just like you. I know.
Hey, I know that. Appreciate it, bro.
Man. Yeah. You say she look like me, and then you say she pretty. Nah, I'm questioning you.
Like,
hey, Dad. I remember you used to say that about Kurt and Whit when we was in school.
Hey, bro, your sister look just like you, bro. She fine too. Like, oh. What you saying about me then, bro? I'm fine.
Right. How social media and how people are. Because a lot of people, you know, they'll look at social media and they're looking for provocative things. And that thing is, a lot of the times, in our heads, something provocative could be totally different than what these people are thinking. So it's like, bro, if you're looking at my daughter that way, I can tell by the way you tapping. Like, you out here doing these certain things, or you commenting. And it's just like, bro, if you ain't family, that's weird. Like, that's just some awkward stuff.
Sometimes when it's family.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah,
that's
bro.
Yeah.
It's gonna be real awkward at the funeral that I'll be going to if I had to take it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care, friend, family, whatever, bro. Like, you dead to me. If
that's
you
fine.
come from my seat. You know what I'm saying? I dread the day that my niece, you know what I'm saying, that she comes out and say, hey, when I was a certain age, this person did something to me, and I didn't say that because they told me not to. I want her to tell me the same day it happened, bro. I don't want nothing to happen to her. I don't want that for her. But if it did, I want to know that same day. And if I'm ever locked up for anything, y'all know what's good.
I mean, yeah.
So I mean, like, I don't play about my family, man.
Right.
Especially like the little women in my family. I will.
But we always been like that. Like, I think that's how me and Cardell got cool anyways, is because we just been protective all of our life. Like, that's something we've always had to do. Because I didn't have no sisters, but I had cousins who were women. Like, most of my cousins were women. So it was always like, I gotta be protective of them. Yeah. And I ain't the tallest guy, but bro, I'm gonna crush a little behind down, like, real quick. So it really don't matter. It's always just being that provider and that protector as well, to make sure everybody's straight, to make sure people know what the hell is up.
Nah, and that's interesting too with the national conversation of protect Black women.
Yeah.
And support Black women. And having that from y'all always felt the need to stand up for the women in your lives. and then having a daughter, and that's giving you a new view on the pressures that women go through on a daily basis, just because you're raising a young woman and you see the level of protection that you go. But in the lives of women that are around you, how do you balance protecting while also extending autonomy? And so saying, I know that you can protect yourself, but I want to be here to support as well.
I never even thought about that, to be honest with you. That's never been a thought.
I guess I don't think about one day she's gonna grow up and be on her own, because I'm still seeing. I think that's why it's hard for some parents to see their baby as an adult,
right?
You know, because you still have parents now that are still trying to be not controlling, but they want to make decisions, and they want to be a part of decisions, you know. So I mean, oh man,
yeah, you hit us hard just now. I was like, you know, because now, like, I look back and I look at the situation with my mom's, because I think of when we was in college, a lot of the time I didn't want to go back home, to be honest. And y'all know I'm from Charleston. Like,
you could have walked home.
I literally could have walked home, legit. But when them summers came and things like that, I was like, I gonna stay on campus.
We stay on campus.
Right. We were on campus, and she never understood it. She was like, why do you not want to come home? But
holidays,
it's just because I had my freedom. You know, I enjoyed that time to do what I felt like I wanted to do. I didn't have her making any decisions. I didn't have to come home and do chores and stuff like that. So those were like the simpler times. Now, as a parent, I look back and I already know for sure I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna make this decision. You're gonna do this. You're gonna do that. You know, for a while, but I feel like I'm gonna be more lenient because I understand where my mom was coming from.
You understand now. Today.
Right, today.
But when she turned 18.
Right, but my daughter, like, journey is gonna be just like how I was, which is like, Dad, you kind of lame.
I don't want to be lame to my baby.
I don't want to be lame. I really hope we like cool, forever. But bro, we gonna be corny. Come on, dog. We
gonna be corny.
It happens. You become.
Hey, James, you're gonna be a 40-year-old DJ, bro.
Facts. Like I'ma still be a DJ in college. Like my daughter gonna be like, yeah, that's my dad. Like for real though. Like
Scrib.
Exactly. Like, so it's right. Like, all right, Dad.
That man gonna be DJ penmanship at that point, bro. You ain't scribbling on
DJ cursive.
Oh,
DJ manuscript.
Yeah, there you go.
Calligraphy.
DJ Times New Roman.
It'll be a fun after that. I don't know. You said something earlier too about like how you feel. You just like you could be watching something and then you tear up, start crying. Bruh, like I watch Disney movies different, Pixar, like differently. Like I used to watch them and be like, oh, that's dope. And then it'd be like somebody like Bambi's mom died, you know what I'm saying? But you watching it. Yeah. But now you internalize it now. Like, what if that was me and Nora was Bambi, and now and she got to fend for herself, and she's still young. She just learned how to walk yesterday, and then I get and then 100. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you start doing that, and then your eyes watering up. You just start to internalize, and now you crying.
Right. I feel like for me though, it all started at my wedding. That when I let out that big old. Hey,
why they took it out of the wedding video? Y'all asked them to take it out?
No, that's just how they did it.
That was the best part.
But I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. Life come at you different. Like, there's certain parts in your life where you just like, I really got to think not only for myself, but I have to think about my spouse. I now have to think about how my daughter would feel in the situation. And you constantly are, trying to make the best decisions for them while still getting feedback and pullback, because it's like, I think that is the best decision in the world that I made for you. But at the end of the day, your spouse could say, or your daughter at the time, when she's older, can be like, that's not me.
But you know what it's gonna do? They're gonna do the opposite and then realize that your decision was better.
Yep.
But I mean, hey, that's something we talked about before, Dale, man. Bruh, you can't give advice because people ain't ready for the advice. You got to let them walk in the circle and figure it out on their own. So how do you balance? How do you balance giving wisdom, but also giving learned experience as well? Because the school of hard knocks is still the best teacher. Yeah. It's just it take a long time to learn that lesson. But sometimes that's the only way you're gonna get it through your head. Because I'm sure y'all went through it where somebody told you the stove was hot, and then you put your hand on it, or somebody told you that iron was hot, and you put your leg on it. And so sometimes you need to feel it.